Well, hello, all of my machine heads, and welcome one more time. Welcome to the ultra realistic Farming Series 4 Farming Simulator 22, where we use real tractors, we use real equipment, we have realistic tutorials, and we have a real lot of fun. So how's everybody doing today? I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. I'm doing fantastic as usual. All right, so where we left off, took me a few minutes to realize where we left off, because when you're doing a couple, 2-3 series a week, you kind of forget. Where you're at. We're down here at the shop. We purchased our mower, and we're going to head back. We're going to start mowing our other field, our second field. Yay! Oh, man, what a great week it's been. Been kind of rainy here in my area, but that's okay. Yeah, let's see. I moved that back a little bit. I think it's a little bit better. Might have to go back even farther. That. Close the door. Close this down. All right. Get this going here. So, put that down. Now, I have to do something for my good friend Ranger, who loves it when I do this. Ready? And here we go as we head back to the farm with our mower. Old McFury had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had a mower, E-I-E-I-O, with a vroom vroom here and a vroom vroom there, here a vroom, there a vroom, everywhere vroom vroom. Old McFury had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Now, he promised he was going to get the man in the white coats to come get me. I had to, Ranger. And it may become a regular. It may become a regular. So let me stop here for a second. You guys all know how it works. You're going to lose the game sound, but you're not going to lose me. I have to make sure that I am recording, and I am. Dun 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 dun. Batman. Oh, it's been a great week. As you can tell, I've finally got the series that I've got going, wanted to go, and ready to rock and roll. It's been pretty fun. The logging one was definitely interesting, to say the least. Ooh, I ran over the edge of the bridge. To come back to using my stereos a little bit different. Yeah, I've got some ideas for that one. It's going to be great. And guess what today is? Today is Thursday. I'm recording this at about 11:30 because I was watching some football. Yeah, I got to go back just a little bit on the camera still. Just don't want to be able to see the mirrors a little bit better on this. We can go a little bit faster here, Fury. Let's go. Let's get back to the farm just a little bit faster. Yes, it's Thursday, which means tomorrow is my brother and I series. Oh, the extreme challenge that we have. We have got some news for you. I'm not going to give it away. I promised him that I would promote it, but I wouldn't give it away what we got, the ideas. He's super excited. It's been a few days since I've heard from him. But remember, he works a real job just like everybody else. Ooh, sorry, as I hit my mouse. But I'm excited. I love playing with the guy. I love doing it. This goes out to Diane, our family member. You are more, and I mean more than welcome to join us on Multiplayer Friday. It's not a prerequisite that you have to have a mic. You don't have to, but I'm glad that you bought one. I'm super excited to have you. Gutterball's in charge of picking the maps. That's his job as the moderator of everything. And when we get on multiplayer between him and Ranger, they will both be moderators as far as the series goes. And right now we've got Let me get this. Just want to turn it up just a little bit in my microphone. Right now, let me see. Where was I? Oh, yeah. We've got CC, Mr. Canadian Crushers. So, Diane, you will not be the only Canadian person on there. Canadian Crushers, Mr. CC himself. He is our mod technical advisor. He lets me know how mods work. He lets me know how mods go into the game the proper way for multiplayer and all that stuff. We play on PC, which you do too, it sounds like. Then we have Mr. South Central Wisconsin Farmer. He is our farming guru. He is a real-life, modern-day farmer. Fury was a farmer back in the day, about 25 years ago. So he's joined our channel. He's joined our family. He's been an OG forever. He keeps me involved with the realistic farming of the modern-day farmer. And then we have Mr. Ranger. Mr. Ranger. He's one of the original OGs and the original Multiplayer Friday farm manager. He was on our first Hobo Hollows multiplayer. He was in charge of the farm. He built the entire farm by himself. He did everything by himself. So, generally speaking, that's the things he does. He does the things on the farm like that. And then we've got my brother. Well, Ranger's my brother too. So I got two brothers in this game. I could drive a little bit faster here, Fury. But Gutterball, and he is in charge of picking the maps. He is in charge of communicating with all of us to make sure we're all ready to go for the week. And then we have one of my really good friends, one of my really good mentors in the farm sim world, Mr. Farmer Z. Now, Farmer Z is a part-time player. Okay, we got to take a left here because we got to go around. Farmer Z just comes on every once in a while because he has his own channel, and he does things every once in a while. He'll come on and he'll record a video, and then he pops up. I'll send him like sorry, as I clear my throat in everyone's ear. Sometimes it's like but those are the people, and then you've got myself. And I'm basically in charge of the game setup. We usually do it on a game save of mine, and we ship it out, and we get everybody the same mods. We get everybody all of it. It's pretty cool. If we get enough following again, we'll bring back the dedicated server. But that's something that CC usually handles. And we'll go from there. But for now, it'll just be a regular multiplayer game. And that sort of thing. But you're welcome. You're welcome, Diane. Anytime, any place, anytime. We got one more slot. So now that she's obligated to play, or he, in this day and age, you never know. Get this going. As long as Diane, let's get that right, is ready to go, then we will, we've got one more slot, everyone. One more slot. I'm going to have to leave that open because I've got to come out and shut the gate again. So I will post, I think we're going to be ready next week. What we were waiting on is Ranger's PC. He got a brand new PC and he was getting it set up, and he was waiting on his internet, his high-speed internet. Because Ranger has to, I think he uses satellite internet. Not quite sure. I'm sure he'll let us know when we get on multiplayer. And he had some, back in the day, he had some storms and stuff that tore out his internet. Perfect. And now we will jump out and shut our gate. But I think this will go one more week, everyone, and then we'll be ready. Once Gutterball picks the maps, and I think he's already done that, I will post it in my community page, and then I'll have a sign-up sheet. I need one more. Part-time or full-time player, we are all playing on the same farm, and we are working together on the same farm in a realistic fashion. It's not going to be ultra realistic, but it's going to be realistic because I can't play unrealistic when I have guys like Wisconsin on there, and guys like Ranger and those guys, because they play realistic. Now, what it will be is a semi-realistic, because if we choose to use, you know, a few auto-load things like that, then that's great, but we won't be harvesting at no crazy fast speeds. But it also will not be a series like this, because I can't make guys like Farmer Z and Gutterball pick up rocks at, you know, mile and a half. It just doesn't work that way. They would absolutely shoot me. You think I sing bad now? You know, try having one of those guys chase you around. All right, so now enough of that. But yeah, you're welcome, and we'll get you guys in. If there's anybody else out there watching this, be sure to let me know. Sorry, I hit the X button to begin with. Get this ready. Now, this is the John Deere Batwing mower. This is a 5.7 meter wide. Let us find out as a team. Let us find out. Let us find out. It is 6.2 meters wide. So about 20 feet, 21 feet, was just guessing. Now, the difference is you know how before when I was using the SIP mower, it was windrowing it. This will lay it all flat on the ground, and we'll have to windrow it, which will be much, much easier to windrow. Let the RPMs go up. You always want to let your RPMs get up a certain amount before you just take off with it. And away we go. Go. Now, we used to, and Wisconsin will let me know how correct they were, but when we mowed 20-something years ago, we mowed around 6.7 to 7 miles an hour. So you don't run around mowing at 12 miles an hour. It just doesn't work. The mower doesn't cut correctly, especially with a bush hog like this. See how it's laying it down? It's nice. This is one of the best mods that ever, and it is Gutterball's favorite mower. In fact, let's get a little more over here, because we have this mower and we can mow right to the edge. See that? Great. These fields on this map are actually bigger than you think. It's actually really nice. There's one mod that I can't wait for it to come out for this particular Let's Play. And that is the mirror mod, where you can adjust the mirrors, because they would actually go down and in so that I can actually see. But what a great job this map is. Still cutting. Now, this is a decent sized mower. I mean, guys, it's 21 feet. And as I've always used the reference before, you know, our streets here in the United States are 25 feet from one side to the other, or from the middle of the lane to the other. So this literally would take up probably about half a lane. Get turned around the corner, see what I missed here. Nah, not bad. Just a little quickie corner. A quickie corner. Oh, man, I love it, love it, love it. So, as the last time, we answered the trivia on the forestry map. The trivia was the 8330 from the JCB is the biggest production model that they make for the JCB. That's the answer. Wisconsin farmer gets the shout out. Shout out, shout out, shout out. South Central Wisconsin farmer is in the house. Great job, buddy. You know. You guys, well, you've been an OG, so you know how I am. I'm a little nuts. We're going to keep this out here because I want to see And I also want to take a minute and open this back up. Wrong button. Open that back up so I can see behind me when I need to. And make sure my door is closed. Because what happens is the up and down on the mouse opens the door. And then the side to side opens the window in the back. Oh, man, I look forward to, you know, I've got it set up perfect, everyone. I am so super, super, super loving the series that I got. Series, I guess, would be plural, not series. the way I've got the series set up. Because I'll be doing, if you start like on a Monday, I release Gutterball and I's multiplayer, you know, Two Brother series, and it will be different maps, and it's permanent. That's the one thing that will be always permanent on my map, on my thing, was every Monday from here until I decide to get rid of this channel, which is pretty much never at this point. I've been doing it a little over 2 years now, almost 2.5 now as we get closer. I'm not giving it up. But Monday is that, and then Tuesday is this, the realistic. So I go from a semi-realistic where I can play out of cab and I go a little bit faster speeds, and I can interact with my brother and that sort of thing, to this, which is a lot slower pace, which is more thinking, which is more tutorials, which is more teaching, and I absolutely love it. It gives me like, okay, so you go from mowing faster to going, you know, a little bit slower, talking, all that stuff. Now, then tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, then Wednesday, I have to get it straight. Wednesday is then the Piney Run, but that will always be a logging one. I'll try to keep that a logging one, and because some of you guys like logging, and some of you like to see it. So we cover all the bases. And then Thursday, I'm right back here again for realistic. So I go from out of cab, cutting trees, to where I can just, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday is this again. So I get 2 and 2 is how it ends up working. So I'm not stuck like, I think that what Gutterball and I were having an issue with is we were, when you're cutting trees and you're doing it every single time, you get a little burned out. Not gonna lie. Him and I were like talking to each other like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So, all right, to let you guys know, this one's for Ian. Now a 6 meter thing is just a little bit wider than your implement, or than your tractor itself. Let me show you real quick. Now a 3 meter would be pretty much the width of your tractor, so you put it on there. This is a little bit wider, so I am overlapping quite a bit. See that? I am mowing. I normally would move over and just about there, and I'd be turned, my seat would be turned. Now on a 3 meter implement, you'll line your tire up just exactly where I got mine. Look at the PTO spin on that. How cool is that, everyone? Huh. Great job on the mod. Fantastic. All right, so that goes out to Ian. He always looks at realistically, like, you'll want to go to be realistic. Let's move you over. Let's see if I can do it without looking. I would say, let's get you right about there. Pretty close. Let's see. Pretty close. Not bad for an old man. Not bad. So, but what I do to be sure, because it doesn't hurt, you can overlap quite a bit, is I keep my tire like right about here, just on the edge of it. So you are overlapping a little bit, but you're not. It's not crazy when I'm mowing. Now when I plow, I'll set up a little bit better. And then usually once I get set up, I may do GPS, and that sort of thing. Normally, if I was playing this on a more of a semi-realistic, I would hire course play. But because we are the only ones working on this farm, we have to do it this way. But you guys have responded, and you guys have loved it. And then going back to it, and then Friday will be, I record multiplayer Fridays. As you guys know, we record for an hour. We're one of the few, there's only on one hand a handful, if you know what I mean, literally, of people that are recording for an hour. So I record for an hour. All right, let's get this. Let me get this a second here. Okay. Now this is a rotary mower, so you don't have to pick this up per se, because we're windrowing anyway. So let's get this going, and we'll kind of square this corner off first. Oops, I missed a little bit, so we'll go back up after that. But as you see, on a real-life farm, nothing is fast. Nothing is done extremely fast. Everything is done precise. Farmers always have a mentality where we would rather do things slower, but do them one time, than to go back and go 12, 13, 14 miles an hour and miss half the grass. All right. There we go. You see how wide that is. All right. Perfect. Now at 11:30, we'll give our trivia. We'll get that out of the way. It's going to be a JCB trivia. That's great. And then, yeah, I record. So, Diane, to let you know, we record for an hour. After the hour's up, you don't have to stay. You can stay as long as you want. Be prepared that if you do stay, that the guys and I, we tend to play quite a while. Usually it's 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Now we start playing at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time in the United States time. So 11:30 p.m. my time is when we go on. I would get ready around 11 because sometimes we go on at 11. And the only reason we do that is because my wife uses the computer. We only have the one computer. She has her laptop and stuff like that. But to record on, I record on this computer, and she does her business work on it too. So, and I record in the dining room. That's why I do it at night, and it's quieter and it's easier. So that's the only reason why I go on so late. And I record for that, but what I may do, and some of our family members are super excited about it. I know Triple D Honey's excited about it. I know Ian's excited about it. It's about a 90 to 95% chance right now that we're going to go live, which means I can go and put out a live for longer than an hour, so it'll be exciting. But I got to get Farmer Z to help me get hooked up, and the main thing I'm waiting on, he's been kind of walking me through it. The one thing I'm waiting on right now is how to get Gutterball to be a moderator for the chat. Because I'll watch the chat, but I won't be able to watch like all the crazies out there, if you guys know who I'm talking about. We're going to turn this. We're going to get up here. But what I'm going to do now, since we're at a weird angle, I am going to raise it. I get squared up. Let's get her squared a little bit more. Get her going so I can get that. Once I get a couple of 2-3 headlands here. We'll be all right. And then Saturday we will record my Brothers 2. And that's it. There, then I can move on to a different subject. Almost kinked that PTO. All right, now let's lower her back down. And away we go. And away we go. I'll go a little bit wider this time so I can get a little bit more space-a-roni. Space-a-roni. It's kind of like rice-a-roni, but with space. Yeah, this is the Tower of Power hour where we're too sweet to be sour. We're funky like monkeys, and we're awesome. And space is the place. That's what reminded me. So how the actual saying is, it goes, we're funky like monkeys, space is the place, and we're too sweet to be sour. That is Mr. Superstar Billy Graham. Also stolen by Macho Man Randy Savage later in life. Perfect. 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 So now I get to expect that I get the men in white coats called, because Ranger threatened me that if I sang again, that he would call the men in the white coats. Love you, Ranger. You know that. But you can't threaten me with a good time. You can't do it. You can't do it. You know, so Ian, how is your videos coming? I haven't seen a video in a while. I was watching your outdoor adventures with, I think it's you and your wife. Some great videos for sure. You guys are awesome in all the things you do. Triple D, when's the next video of yours dropping? The last, you were doing a Lego build the last I knew. And that's the last video I watched yours. Let's be sure we raise that up just a little bit, just because. Normally you don't have to, but awesome. So now, oops, missed a little bit. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oop, you see what that's doing there? That is the PTO. Let me know I've gone too tight. One more headland and we'll be able to spin this baby around. We can actually start going backwards and forwards at that point. Now, we used to call them what everyone else called these. We would call them headlands or rounds. What my dad would call them would be, my dad would call them round because you're going around the field. So he would say at the beginning of it, you know, he'd be like, all right, do 3 rounds and then do your passes. That's what we called. Once you're done with your headlands, which is the proper terminology of it, my dad would call them rounds. So he would say do 3 rounds and then your passes, and then your back and forth is what's called your passes. So generally what I try to do minimum is I try to do triple whatever my mower is or my implement. So if I'm using this at 6.2, if I go 3 times around, it gives me, I have triple the space to turn around in. So it's pretty cool. Not going to lie, it's pretty easy too. There's a lot. Now, normally my chair would be like this, turned on the side, and I'd be constantly doing this. But since it's farm sim, you don't have to necessarily keep looking behind you. You're still mowing, as long as the little blue thing is on. Normally I'd be like this, a big flat field like this, little undulations. Pretty easy to mow. What I'd be doing, though, is before I mowed, I would walk the field, at least the edges of it. Wherever there's a tree, I would walk it to make sure there's no giant sticks, no giant anything. Even though these bush hogs would chop them right up anyways and eat them right up and spit them out, I don't want to take the chance of breaking a blade or breaking a PTO or anything. So this whole edge here, I'd probably walk before I mowed it. And to make sure there's no sticks, and I'd throw them over the fence into the road that runs along the cow pen there, so that we can just take a bucket loader and throw them in them and get them off there. All these, so they don't make sure. It would take you an extra, half an hour or whatever to make sure, but easier. All right, so now get this done here. So we're gonna go around here first. Just make sure we go like that, and I want to lift it up because this is the last headland. See, because all these sticks and leaves and chunks would fall down into it, guaranteed. Be all along the fence line there. And there's no trees here. There's one. So realistically, I mean, you wouldn't even have to walk it either. You could drive it, just not mow. You could drive around it and pick up the sticks. There would be a lot of times that we would have I'd bring out the 4220 and with the front loader on it and just throw them all in the front loader and take them real back. Then I'd go get the mower once I was cleaned up. It's called preventative maintenance. Do you have to do that every time? No. But I used to, just to protect the blades on these lawnmowers are not cheap at all. So you don't want to try to break them. When you're rolling your field, you want to make sure you get all your rocks out and get all that stuff too, so that you're mowing it's all fresh and clean. Have I hit a stone? 100,000 times before. Have I hit a stick? 100,000 times before. But, it is what it is. So now that we've got, we'll finish this, and then we're going to start doing our up and down passes. And what I try to do is work from farthest to closest, so that when you're done with the field, you just basically leave the field. So now that we're on our fourth headland, see 1, 2, 3, we're on our fourth headland, 4 times around the field. We're going to start up here and go back and forth and work back towards that way. It's the most efficient way. So probably I'll continue it going long way. Yeah, because this is a gentle corner here. What a gorgeous map, though. Yep. Oh, you know what? 1 second for you guys. I almost forgot. I always do this. Russell likes it when when I'm by myself, I always turn it down. No, it's at 70. Oh, okay. I will be quiet. I usually turn it down when I play by myself because I'm busy working and things like this, but I haven't worked by myself in a while. All right, so now let's just keep that there. We'll go like this. Go a little bit wider so we don't crack that PTO. And then we'll start doing our passes. See how now we have plenty of room? Let's do our passes this way. See? We'll go... Normally I would go back and forth like that, but let's keep it the long way. We'll go back and forth here and work our way back towards the edge of the field. Make sure our thing is down. Perfect. Away we go. All right, so now that I looked up and I'm 4 minutes past. You guys ready? You ready? Trivia, trivia, trivia. Trivia, trivia, trivia. Okay, so you guys have decided that I've decided, and you guys are kind of flown along. Since we are on a European map and we're using a you ready for it? Blah, 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 blah. A JCB farm. All of our trivia will now be JCB. All right, so ready? What was the first year, manufacture year, that JCB came out? I asked you last time what the largest one was. Now I'm going to ask you what was the year that JCB came out with their very first model, any implement, whether it was a tractor, whether it was a plow, the very first thing that they started doing. Now, we have a couple of rules with the trivia. Try not to Google it. Try not to look it up. We want to be legit as much as we can. If you know it, you know it. And I will be able to tell when it comes to your answer, because if you've Googled it, I will be able to tell immediately if you've Googled it, because perfect. I can just read it, and most people tend to write exactly what it says. There, now we'll go back and forth. Get back in fifth gear. Yeah, it's about what we're mowing. Perfect. So what year did JCB come out with its very first piece of equipment? Like I said, whether it was a tractor, whether it was a plow, whether it was an implement, a forklift, a skid steer, let me know what their very first implement was, and go. A do 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 do. Do 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 do, and your final answer. Go. That is the Jeopardy theme for those of you who know it. Those of you who like to sing along with it. You know, no, this ain't sing along with the champ. Yes, it is. You may sing along all you want. If you want. So. Here's the rules with the trivia. If you answer it, if you're the very first one to answer it, I reward you guys by giving you guys a shout out in my video, shout out in my lives, shout out on my multiplayer, anything that where I ask a trivia. So you guys get the first and foremost crack at being shouted out, as you guys realize. Remember, I shouted out Wisconsin for getting it right last time. Also, I'm going to have a contest. If you guys want to add to the McFurry, not McFury, McFurry, because of my big beard. My grandkids always say, your face is furry. If you want to add to the McFury song, and write a verse, I will sing it and I will mention it out to you. The first verse is pretty set. If you would like to, it's either going to be cows or it's going to be whatever I'm working on for that day. No, actually, you know what? We're gonna make this a song. We're gonna do this. I thought about this the other day. This is gonna be the cool thing. All right, so you guys know how the old McDonald farm goes, right? That's what I'm going on the premise. I just plugged in my name. Instead. So the first verse will be cows. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys as family members write the second verse. Okay, so we got cows first, the second verse, and as we get farther and farther in, I will sing every single verse that we have, and I will continue it, because you know on Old MacDonald Farm, when you say it, and then like you'll say cows, and then you'll say like pigs or something else. You have to keep singing them, so it's going to test my memory to test how well I am at it. So the first part of the song will always be cows on McFury Farm. We are going to go that. So if you want to write the second verse to it, the first person that comments in the comment will get the second verse, and we're going to go that way every single episode out from here. And we're going to test Fury's memory, and because if we get 100 episodes, 200 episodes in, I'm going to have to remember 200 different things to the old McFury farm. I think it's going to be absolutely epic, and I think it's going to be awesome. you will get a personal shout out that you wrote the verse, or what we're going to add. Let's just say that. Now, if there are a little bit of rules to that, I don't want anything obscene. I don't want anything upset or not upset, offending. We do have children that watch this channel. We do have children that are members of this channel, so it's a family fun channel. Sometimes I forget when I'm with my brothers and my family members, and I do slip up and I do curse every once in a while, but I try to catch myself too much. But on my serious Let's Plays like this one and my other ones, you'll never hear me curse unless it's something that I've really done bad. If you add to the verse and you're the first one that adds to the verse, I will give you a personal shout out. I will tell everyone, all our other family members, that you wrote this and that it is your verse. And every single episode, I'm going to add another verse from somebody who's writes it for me. So the first verse is the cows. The second verse is whatever you guys want. You guys let me know. And just so Gutterball knows, he is exempt. He cannot do it. South Central's exempt. Ranger's exempt. CC's exempt. And now Diana is exempt. The reason why I say you guys are exempt is because you guys won't be able to tell me. Because you're on my Multiplayer Friday, so you're in my Inner Sanctum of Friends. Also, Diane, if you want to, if you have Steam, just friend me on Steam. Just look up Fury Machine Gaming under Steam and send me a friend request, and I will accept it, because that is the easiest way for all of us so far to exchange mods. For example, so that we all get the same mods that we're using, we send each other links. So send me a friend request, or send Gutterball a request, or any of the other guys, and they'll send it to me. And then make sure that you're friends with all the other guys that are on multiplayer too. We'll make sure you get their Steam names. Everyone is the same as their in-game names anyways, so it's pretty simple to look everybody up. You just got to know their name. And once you get that, take care of that. But that's why I say you guys are exempt, because you guys are my Inner Sanctum friends, and that makes you exempt. We're opening this up to other family members to join us. Now, the other thing is, too, if you're new to the channel, I don't call my subscribers, I call you family members. The reason why I say that is because you guys pretty much are my family. You spend every single night with me. You come into my dining room with me, and we laugh and we joke, and we have our tribulations and our trials, and sometimes Fury has a bad day, but you guys are there with me, and you're on this journey with me. Some of you have been with me for 2.5 years. Some of you have been with me shorter than that. Some of you have just joined. But please, please, please understand that I never call you subscribers. Never, ever, ever. You will always be called family members. So when I say family members, I'm talking about you guys. I try to make it as personal as we can, because you guys probably know more about me than I do about you. And that's it. That's it. That's the way she goes. Or as they say, that's the way I like it. This is how we do it. Na 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 na. Oh, who sings that? I can't remember. It was on a commercial with Shaq the other day with it. Oh gosh. This is how we do it. South Central does it. Oh, I can't remember the guy's name. I am a big music lover, big movie lover, big trivia lover. For those of you who are new, it's fun. I just try to come on and have as much fun. I'm not saying I'm like this all the time, because there are times when I am having a rough night, but I'm working with that. I have my personal therapist, and his name is Gutterball. It's awesome. He takes care of He takes care of me. He's talked me down from the ledge so many times I can't even imagine, and I can't even thank the guy enough. And he knows that. He knows. I tell him all the time. And him and I are so close. Well, Ranger and I are pretty close too, but him and I are so close that You should hear the way we talk to each other when we're not recording. It's great. It's awesome. We laugh so hard. The funniest, I think, that we were ever laughing so hard, we were on Wilhelmina Forest, and we were terraforming, and I was driving the Trex, and I was literally, like, I was so frustrated because the lack of terraforming on that map is ridiculous. Like, I'm not going to get started on it because it's a previous Let's Play, but there was this giant hill, and you would go up and up and up and up and up and up and up. I was taking the Trex and going like 40 miles an hour and jumping. Then he decides he's going to take the Trex and put it right next to the jump, and I was jumping over him. Oh my gosh, I was laughing so hard I had to pee. Not going to lie, it was so funny. And some of the things that him and I do off camera, that's why I call him my brother, because he is amazing. And his wife's quite the amazing little woman too. She's great too. She watches every single video, and you know, I just, you know, I can't thank that family enough. Well, that family, his family enough. You know, they'll sit down to dinner time. I call it dinner. Well, I call it supper. They call it dinner. Some people call it all different kinds of things. But they do it as a family, and they do it as a husband and wife, and I think that is absolutely amazing. It's epic. They sit down, they have their dinner, and they put a Fury video on. And his wife comments on it, and she watches it, and it's just great to me that Gutterball has included his family with it, and it means the world to me. He knows that. I tell him every week. I tell him every day. We don't talk as much during the week because he works. I mean, he does his thing. He's making money for his family. He's a real-life truck driver. Mr. 18-wheeler. That's what he does. We know Wisconsin's a real farmer, and Ranger does some stuff with the county that's around his home. And CC works at a energy factory. CC, if you're watching this, you know, correct me on if you want people to know what you do for a living. If you want, it's okay. And if you don't want to, you don't want to. You don't have to. But these guys are all working. You know, Fury's retired, so I can sit home and play Skyrim or video games if I want. Do I? Yes. But I do work around the house. Do. He said do. Lately, I've been working on getting the garage cleaned out. The barn. My wife calls it a garage. I call it the old-fashioned barn. To fill everyone on in what happened is my father and mother owned a farm growing up. I grew up on a farm. Worked that farm for about 20 years with my dad and my brother-in-law. Where is my grass? Where's my grass? Did we cut all that? Oh, we're way up here now. Sweet. And when my father passed away, my mother said she didn't want to do it anymore. So she decided to rent the farm out to one of the neighbor farmers. And he uses it, puts his tractors in there and uses it, and works the fields and takes care of the cows and all that stuff. But I live in the farmhouse that I grew up in. That's my farmhouse. That's where I grew up. That's where I live. And so we got the one barn that they're not allowed to use, which is mine. That's where all my tractor goes that I have from my dad, and the things that I keep in there. So I've been working on cleaning it. Well, the wife calls it a garage. She has no idea. You know, that's just the way it is. But it's exciting, and it's my life. That's just the way it is. And then I record YouTube videos, and I play this, and I play my favorite games, as Ranger would say. Or not Ranger, Gutterball would say. I'll bet you he can name my favorite games. I'll bet you if you asked him, he could name what I play the most. Yeah, there you go, Gutterball. There you go. That puts you on the spot. You see it every single day because on Steam it tells you in the right hand, down in the bottom right hand corner, it'll tell you when your friends are playing a game and what they're playing. All right, Gutterball, I'm gonna test you. What games does Fury play the most? What does he play the most? There's 2 games that I play pretty much every day. Well, 3 games, Farm Sim included, that I play every single day. But for the most part, there's 1 game as of late that I've been playing like nonstop. There you go, Gutterball. I know you know. I know that you know because you commented on it all the time. You guys have no idea how nice of a guy he is. He's a super dude. Super dude, super dude, super dude. You know, and I've given him a lot of pull around here because he's earned it. But oh my guys, once you're in my inner sanctum, you guys can comment and laugh and joke all you want, and I never get upset about it. But my personal therapist, that's what I call him. He's so awesome. Between him and his wife, it's absolutely epic. Constantly throwing questions at him, constantly asking him, so do you think I should play ahead on this? What do you think I should do? It's great. And you know, he always answers me. And he's got such an awesome attitude. It's amazing to me that, you know, if you believe in higher powers, that we met and we put together because we are exactly the same. Exactly the same. We think the same. We act the same. We like the same foods. It's absolutely crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. It's funny. It's like he was laughing about the crash counter thing. And I was like, I said, do you think these that our family members think that I can't drive? Is that what it is? He goes, no. He goes, I think it's just the fact that they don't see how many times I crash because they're constantly on you and they don't get to see me. And I crash a lot too. So it's like, you know, that sort of thing. Like he's that good. He's that good. And he knows some stuff, you know, knows all my ins and outs and my idiosyncrasies and my craziness. He knows, and he sets me straight. He's the man. He's the man. All right, Gutterball, I've talked you up enough. Let's go back to the series. He's going to get kicked out of it. He's going to be like, was the whole video talking about me? Pretty much. By Thursday, I get so excited because what you guys don't understand is that 99.9% of the time, Fury is literally talking to the air. Like right now in my house, everybody's in bed, everybody is sleeping, and it's just me in this dining room. My computer's in the corner. I'm facing the TV, so I got on Sports Center right now. I had to turn and look. And it's just me, and it seems so quiet. And so 99.9999999% of the time, I'm literally talking to myself. And then, or you guys, you know, if you want to put proverbial. And so Fridays and Saturdays, when I get my multiplayer rolling and I get my Two Brothers series going, I look so forward to it. It's because I can talk to other people like real human beings. And it makes it feel so much better. So when by Thursday rolls around, my video on Thursdays generally talking about the guys on multiplayer. But this series, like you guys are really digging it, by the way, and I'm loving it. This is the ultra realistic series. No factories allowed. No, other than one factory that came with the map, and that is the greenhouse, and that's the only one that we're allowed to use. We're not allowed to put a bunch. We're not allowed to. If we build, we have to build on our farm. If we need a different shed, we must remove it. That sort of thing. That sort of thing. Now on my logging map, it's probably going to be almost 100% factories. And like I said in the beginning when I was explaining to you guys how it kind of worked, it works out because for those of you who don't like factories, Reefy 1952 and things like that, he's been an OG for forever and a day. He doesn't use a lot of factories. Ranger uses factories. I guess you guys, a lot of you guys mentioned it in the comments. What you guys like to do? Yeah, that's right. Ranger said he uses factories. But for those of you who don't like Factory Simulator, as they say, this series is for you. This series is farming and cow raising and dairy raising, and there's only one factory, and that's my greenhouse. That's it. And it came with the map. I mean, I could have very easily sold it, but I wanted to use it. I might keep it just like I like it. Oh, it's so funny because all the screenshots so far for the game have been this. Mowing the grass. But you know what? It's realistic. And then my series with my logging, I get to be a little more free. I get to be a little bit more, not free. I'm not tied in any which way. Don't get me wrong. This is the series that I chose. So it's not like I'm stuck doing things a certain way. If I wanted factories on this, I'd put factories on it. But I'm going to do it more like, because most real farmers don't have like factories of their own and things like that. And as quickly as we do it, we can change it too. You know what I mean? It's nice. But then my logging series, I can be a little bit more factory. So for those of you who like factories and learning about the different production chains and things, tune in for that channel. My Multiplayer Friday will always have some sort of factories on it, because the guys love them. As I just stated, Ranger loves his factories. CC loves his factories. Wisconsin has admitted that he only uses pretty much one production, and that's the fermenting silo. Everything else is pretty much done legit, which I kind of figured from him it would be that way. And when we were on Western Wilds building our own farms, I kind of knew that by the way that these guys played. Gutterball's the same way. He uses factories with me, but most of his Let's Plays are just one or two factories. Like, he's got his own personal Let's Play on Middleburg, and he's making whiskey from the whiskey factory, and there's just a couple of them. I know that he uses his fermenting silos, so technically that's a factory. But I finally... Wisconsin has admitted that they make silage pretty much with a fermenting silo in real life. So they are real, guys. They are real. They are real. Oh my gosh, episode, and we got a field mode. Sweet. I'm super excited. We actually did, and we'll go check to see how big this field was that we mowed in 1 hour. The other thing is, remember that this is quite a bit. It's double the amount of mower. There. She's filthy. Get the RPMs and the PTO stop. We'll finish it up. Take her back to the farm. I gotta buy a pressure washer. I gotta wash this thing. That grass would be nasty. Awesome. All right, so let me do this. Let me pick this up. Tighten it up. All right, tighten it up. Come on, Fury, tighten it up. All right, we got 37 lettuce. Sweet. 12.20 acres in 1 hour. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. That's realistically, we've mowed 30.83 acres, and then when we come back on this, we are going to windrow it, and then we got 2 fields done. What did I set the... Oh, man, it's been forever. What did I set the settings on this? 2 days. Okay, so once we get through this day, we get everything windrowed, then we can come back tomorrow, and which will be September 1st. And we can then start baling it. But that's why I decided to do the 2 days. Just because it will... You know what? I want to see something. See how good I am here. I had to try to do that with the WASD, just for a change to see if I could do it. Yep. So, anyways, we're on 59. You guys know what that means. So, I always say my outro. Please, 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 look out for yourselves. Look out for each other. And most importantly, look out for each other's families. Please, please, please. Not just because Fury wants you to, because it's important. Be sure to like and subscribe and share. Hit the little notification ding ding bell so you get notified when Fury drops a video. And be sure to enjoy the night, the day, the weekend. Whenever you are watching this, we'll let this run for a minute. Get out of here. Whoops. Almost forgot. So you're just jumping out, everyone. Sorry. And on that note, Fury Machine will catch you guys all. Tomorrow we will be at Two Brothers, but we're not going to record. I don't know. We'll talk. Gutterball and I have talk. And on that note, I love you all. And remember to always warm your tractors up and always let them run for a little bit before you shut them off. Let the oil cool down in them. And on that note, Fear Machine loves you all, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.